right, guys, so we're talking about how to ride the horse bareback. And you know, it is a little more difficult than riding in a saddle. It's a different seat, it's different places of pressure. You even sit your rear end a little differently on the horse's back when you're riding bareback. So I just want to cover a few of those points with you and talk about how to do it. So, you know, the biggest factor when you're getting on bareback, especially in the first part of the curriculum, we always require our students to start the riding part of the curriculum with bareback riding, which seems a little backwards because it's more complicated. But my thought is that if you can ride a horse bareback, you can certainly ride in a saddle. It'd be easy at that point to use a saddle. So we want to train our students not just to ride a saddle, but to really ride a horse. And there's a difference there. The saddle kind of creates a gap of communication in between you and the horse. You need to learn how to feel the horse's movement underneath you and learn how to hold those legs properly without the assistance of tools. So the first thing that I always recommend for my students is whenever you're sitting on a horse bareback, even if you don't feel very comfortable or confident being up there without the saddle, you know, just make sure that from the knee down, you keep your legs loose. Don't get in there and tighten up like that. It's gonna make your horse go, right? So whenever you do that, especially if you get nervous and you start squeezing, you're going to excite the horse. They're gonna they're gonna be thinking that you're telling them to go faster. And then, you know, you kind of go from being insecure to being really insecure on a fast horse. Matter of fact, the most common story I get when I ask people that come in, what is your horse experience? They say, well, you know, I went on a trail ride or I went to my friend's house and the horse ran off with me. Well, most of the time the horse really didn't run off with them. They probably just tightened those legs up and the horse has been trained to go faster when you do that. They didn't realize they were doing it because they were under stress. So the key is keep these legs loose and relaxed from the knee down. You can hold on from the knee up. So you can actually apply pressure here, the horse isn't going. But as soon as you tighten that lower leg, it's gonna tell the horse to go. So as I'm riding, I'm going to keep that loose after I tell her to go. So here's how I do it. All right, so if I want her to go, both of my legs are going to come in and give it a little gentle squeeze there, and then they relax again. They just go back to relaxation. All right, so see how they're just loose. I can even stick them out off of the horse, right? So that's the way we need that to look. All right, that's our go cue. We're going to squeeze, and then as soon as the horse goes, we will go ahead and relax those legs. Okay, so we're looking for this horse just to continue this gait of a walk as we're asking for it. So as long as she continues her walk, I don't actually add any leg pressure at all. You'll see my legs kind of swing. That's just from her movement. That's all that's causing that. I'm not using those legs. All I'm worried about now is just making sure that she stays on the rail. That's the goal. Now in the curriculum, in the bareback portion or bareback objective, one of the things that you have to do for your assessment, for your riding assessment, is you have to ride 10 laps bareback around the round pen. So if I want her to speed up and go faster, I'm just going to add some leg with every step she takes, and then I'm just going to ride that trot. And you see how I'm kind of sitting on my pockets. I'm not sitting up real high, not sitting forward, kind of sitting on my pockets. All right, that's going to allow me to have a little bit more of a balance as I'm riding, keeping those lower legs loose, right? And then when it comes ready for a stop, comes time for a stop, we're going to go into the 3 phases of stopping a horse. And they are to sit deep and say whoa and then pull reins, okay? So kind of the commonality of a lot of horsemanship is, and maybe not upper level horsemanship, certainly not upper level horsemanship, but a lot of people that just kind of ride, maybe backyard riders or trail riders, a lot of times they think of the stopping cue as pulling back on the reins. Really, that should be your last cue to stop your horse. the objective is always to stay out of the horse's face and mouth. So the first thing we do to stop our horse is we sit deep, okay? So if I'm sitting up straight and tall and I'm riding my horse, I'm gonna go from this to, watch my hip here. It's just going to tuck under me, and I'm going to kind of slouch in my seat. I could even bring my feet forward just a little bit. That is a cue, what we call a pre-cue, to stop your horse. All right, we always want to be able to stop our horse off of our seat and our legs. Okay, so that's gonna be the first thing you do. If that doesn't work, then about a half a second later, use your verbal cue. Say whoa, say it assertively. You hear this a lot. You hear, whoa. It's almost like they're falling off of a cliff. We're not looking for that. We want that verbal cue to always sound the same, and it's whoa. All right, it's assertive, it's short, it's sharp. If that still doesn't stop your horse, then go to your last resort, which is your reins, and then just ease back on those reins, starting light, going to firm as necessary, okay? So that is how to do your bareback riding concept in your curriculum. That's how to do your one rein stop, your go, your stop, and your trot around the pen with proper seat.